Why Saint Porphyrios of Kavsokalyvia is a false saint. 1. Deviation from true orthodoxy. Saint Porphyrios lived and operated during a time when the World Orthodox Church was fully compromised by ecumenism, modernism, and unionism with heretics. A genuine Orthodox Matthewite would argue that any monk or elder who acts in communion with hierarchs who openly participate in heresy or ecumenical compromise, accepts the presence or influence of schismatics or heterodox clergy without clear condemnation, cannot be considered genuinely holy because holiness in orthodoxy is inseparable from the purity of faith and the avoidance of communion with heresy. Porphyrios's widespread recognition by the world Orthodox, and even participation in events or teachings that implicitly condone heretical compromises, is seen as evidence of spiritual compromise. Promotion by the apostate church. Porphyrios was glorified as a saint by the official Orthodox hierarchy, which the Matthewites consider apostate. From this standpoint, canonization by a church that has fallen into heresy cannot be recognized as valid. Any glorified saint by this church is suspect because their canonization does not follow the canons of the apostolic and patristic tradition, which require witnesses to true faith and uncompromised virtue. 3. Spiritual zeal compromised by modernism. Genuine Orthodox Matthewites hold that a true saint refuses all modernist innovations and actively opposes heresy. Porphyrios is criticized because he reportedly condoned or tolerated spiritual practices that do not align with traditional Matthewite orthodoxy. He did not publicly denounce the apostasy of his hierarchy, thereby indirectly endorsing the corruption of the World Orthodox Church. 4. Traitor to the true church. From this viewpoint, calling him a traitor is based on the principle that silence in the face of heresy or active participation in its spiritual ecosystem constitutes betrayal of Christ and his church by being venerated within the system that compromises orthodox truth. Porphyrios is seen as aligning with the enemies of the true faith, thus acting as a traitor. Conclusion. In the genuine Orthodox Matthewite analysis, Saint Porphyrios of Kavsokalyvia cannot be recognized as a true saint because he lived and taught within a compromised ecclesiastical system, tolerated heterodox influence, and was glorified by apostate hierarchs. Any holiness attributed to him is therefore spiritually invalid and misleading. His veneration in the World Orthodox Church is seen as a betrayal of the true faith, making him a false saint and a traitor to orthodoxy.